Embark on your civil services journey with Vision IAS. Introducing the Delhi GS Foundation Course 2026, turning UPSC dreams into reality. Access interactive learning tools, animations, videos, and an immersive interface. Utilize our tech-enabled student portal for performance tracking and personalized feedback. Stay ahead with daily assignments, weekly mini tests, and monthly revisions. Strengthen your preparation with expert-researched, UPSC pattern study material. Delhi General Studies Foundation Course 2026. Batches start 29th November, 5 p.m., Karol Bagh. 19th November, 9 a.m., Karol Bagh. Take the first step towards success. With Vision IAS, success is just a step away. A strong hold over current affairs is your way to succeed in the UPSC Civil Services examination. Brace yourself and get detailed coverage of relevant news both nationally and internationally. With the monthly current affairs revision program starting from 26th October at 5 p.m. Enroll today and elevate your current affairs knowledge with comprehensive coverage of current affairs compiled through relevant sources such as the Hindu, Indian Express, Economic Times, PIB Yojana, and others. Expert support and personalized mentoring. Comprehensive assessment through MCQs and mains-oriented questions.
So how many of you are aware about the 9 pillars of Digital India? Can you name at least one pillar? There are 9 pillars. Digital India program was launched in 2015 by the present government, and there were 9 pillars to that. Name at least one pillar. Okay. If you can tell me the name of the 9 pillars, one of them. E-governance was also one of them. Broadband highways was there. Yes. Mobile connectivity was there in those areas of the country which is not connected by mobile. Look up the 9 pillars of Digital India. You can look up at in your leisure time. There are 9 pillars and 3 vision areas of Digital India. Go through them. Okay. So, digital public infrastructure, the core of Digital India framework for digital transformation. As I told you, IT is equal to IT plus IT plus IT. India's transformation, or for that matter, any country's transformation, depends on the technology. We cannot survive in this world if we don't take recourse to technology. When ICT is applied to the governance, it is called as e-governance. What does E mean? E, electronic governance. Okay. Which country in this world is known for the best e-governance practices in the world? This is a very small country. Whenever you take people to showcase e-governance, Singapore is also good, but which is the best? It starts with the letter E. Estonia. Estonia is that country which is known for the best e-governance infrastructure architecture. Okay. So core of Digital India framework for digital transformation, we require a digital public infrastructure. So this is the core of Digital India framework. It is aligned across 3 layers. 1, solutions. 2, digital infrastructure. 3, physical infrastructure. So what is physical infrastructure? Computers and everything which is physical. And then digital infrastructure, what is that? Yeah, correct. And then solutions, which are applications which are there. So Beam and DigiLockers and all those things, you see, they are the solutions. How many of you have opened a DigiLocker? You have done it. You have 3, 4, 5. Very good. I recall almost 10 years back when DigiLocker had just started, I had gone to attend a training at Hyderabad, organized by National Institute of Good Governance. So there, they insisted that we open DigiLocker, every one of us. So I opened it and I forgot about it later on. After a year or so, I had gone for conducting a training on e-governance in the state of Andhra Pradesh, and there was a place called Bapatla, and near Bapatla, Sri Kalahasti. Sri Kalahasti is a place near the famous Tirupati Balaji temple. I had only one day, next day was my flight, but I had never visited Sri Balaji temple. So I requested the director of the institute to please speak to those authorities if they could allow me a darshan, because there is online queue. 1 to 2 days it takes. So I said I will not be in a position to stay, but they have a separate system. So he wrote a letter saying that this is the circumstance and he would like to see this. So they said, all right, we will do that, but there is a condition. He must produce his Aadhaar card. Now those days, I had not carried my Aadhaar card and it was not available so freely also. So I was feeling very, very sad that I will not be in a position to see that. I had not brought my Aadhaar card. They want a physical copy of the Aadhaar card. And then I realized that 6 months before I had opened up my DigiLocker. And DigiLocker connects directly with the servers of the Government of India. And you can get original documents through the DigiLockers. So I opened up my DigiLocker and lo and behold, the Aadhaar card was there. I handed over the Aadhaar card. They gave me time next morning at 5 o'clock. My subordinate brought a dhoti and he said, you have to wear a dhoti. He let me wear a dhoti and we pushed off to the Tirupati Balaji temple and I had a wonderful darshan there. What I'm trying to say is that technology has made our lives very, very simple. So, it is aligned 3 layers: solutions, digital infrastructure and physical. It empowers delivery of digital services and citizen engagement. So it started off, the citizen engagement is very necessary. It started off initially only giving information to the citizen. So it was just a delivery of information. But then it progressed and now you, the citizen, can interact also. It can make changes, it can make suggestions, it can give feedback. It can upload documents. So that over that period of time we have come that way. This is how you get your passport. You upload your documents on the passport. You can fill up the online form. So we have really progressed very much. So what is DPI? So basic DPI is it enables people, money and information flow. People, money and information flow. So these are the three layers: identity layer, payment layer, data layer. Okay. So the data identity layer is Aadhaar card, Aadhaar, eKYC, that is identity. It identifies you. You get an OTP, you have to tell the OTP so that you are identified. You are only you are doing it. So that is identity layer. Then there is a payment layer, allowing anyone to pay anyone else. So it is interoperable, fast and cheap. For example, UPI and Aadhaar based payments. Third is data. So enabling consented secure sharing of data. For example, DigiLocker, data is shared. Account aggregators. So there are three layers of India's DPI. It enables people, money, people is identity, money is payment, information is data. India stack: Aadhaar, UPI, DigiLocker. DigiLocker is the data, UPI is the payment, Aadhaar is the identity. So India is the first country to build all three core DPIs. So the guiding principle is open source, interoperability, trust and consent. Consent is given through various means. It can be OTPs, it can be many things. So this is called as DPI. It is the basis of digital India governance in this country. Is it clear? Any doubts? 5 major DPI categories within and across sectors. One is verifiable identity and registries. So verifying IDs and accessing profile data of people, entities and object. Example, national ID number like in Nigeria, DNI in Peru, etc. So across the world, verifiable identity and registries. So that is the verifiable identity. Signature data sharing. Sharing data, history, profile, attributes, peer-to-peer, India's DigiLocker. Signatures and consent, assuring that data agreements came with permission from the source. That is why people defraud people now. They will say कि आपका courier आया हुआ है जी, your courier has come, so give us the OTP. And the moment you do that, your accounts gets wiped out. So this is how your consent is given with the OTP. So never, if it is an unidentified, many times I get phone calls from e-cart and some other people saying that I'm standing outside your house, so give me your OTP. I say, but I have not ordered anything. Then they put down the telephone. Sometimes what happens is they will ring up, and this can happen to you, all of you. They will say that the electricity is going to be cut off by 9 PM today because you have not made a payment of 25 rupees or 30 rupees or whatever it is. Now you might not have forgotten. Acha. Now, if the electricity is going to be cut off at 9 PM, it is going to be very problematic for us. So he said, all right, tell me. And amount is just, so he said, I'll make this payment. No, you go to this link and make this payment. The moment you go to that link, entire account is depleted. So it has got its own hazards, but the important thing is consent is necessary. So don't give your OTP. Discovery and fulfillment, accessing goods and services via open protocols and APIs. For example, India's open network for digital commerce, it is called as ONDC. Slightly complicated, but just telling you. Then payments. Example, you have Brazil's Pix, Singapore's Pay Now, etc. So that is to make financial transactions with ease. So these are the 5 major DPI categories: verifying identity and registries, data sharing credentials, signature and consent, discovery and fulfillment, and payments. So the applications of DPI. Digital India played a very important part during COVID-19. What were the major initiatives which were taken? The DPI, information technology, e-governance, Arogya Setu, correct. CoWIN. What else? Eh? Pardon? Broadband. GAVI. Gavi Alliance. I'm not aware of that. To send vaccine. Okay. But but some others. Education. Online classes in schools and colleges. What else? Yeah, Jam Trinity. Yes, DBT, direct benefit transfer. So the entire subsidy, the scholarship, payments, etc. was made through DBTs. Farmer subsidy, electricity subsidy, gas subsidy. What else? During COVID-19. Work from home, virtual meetings. Meetings were held virtually. Zoom app, OTT, entertainment, telemedicine, fast tags, e-courts. These were all examples where you use digital infrastructure for making lives easier, because we were very afraid during COVID-19 for touching anything. Contactless. So that contactless was done through the digital infrastructure. So healthcare, Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission, education, digital infrastructure for knowledge sharing, Diksha, justice, online dispute resolution system, e-courts, e-commerce, open network for digital commerce. So what were the e-commerce? Amazon and Flipkart. What do you understand by aggregators? Aggregator concept came up during COVID-19. Yeah. So example, Amazon is also there, yes. But something which you use every day. Where not even a single penny, no infrastructure is created. It is basically electronic gathering of data, aggregating the data and providing service. One thing which you use every day. Ola and Uber. That is aggregator. They don't own any taxis. The taxis are owned by people. They simply connect the consumer with that owner and take a commission in between. Ola and Uber, Zomato, Swiggy, they don't own anything. They simply purchase from one shop, supply to this. Or the most popular one, which is now Blinkit. Blinkit, na? That is delivering in 10 minutes time. So these are aggregators. These are all products of digital infrastructure. So the achievements of DPI: financial inclusion, JAM Trinity. So JAM Trinity increased the financial inclusion from 25% in 2008 to 80% in 6 years. It spurs innovation. It gives a fillip to innovation. So reduces transaction costs, fosters competition, attracts private capital. For example, phone pay growth of $12 billion due to DPI. Even the payment app which is there in private sector in this country, Paytm, Paytm, that also registered a huge growth, the Paytm. Similarly, the government apps also, Bheem, UPI and many others were there. Google Pay also came, SBI also, so many such things came. Healthcare, ABDM, what is ABDM? Ayushman Bharat. So they digitized healthcare for 28% of the population. COVID saved 3.4 million lives in 2021. Inclusive development supports vulnerable groups. For example, bank accounts tripled from 2015 to 2023 with women owning 55%. So this was basically from financial inclusion. Those areas which were not even having any banks. So people moved like banks, they carried some kind of a device and they were moving from village to village, opening up the bank accounts, which was linked to the Aadhaar, and it started with a zero balance. Minimum balance was not required. And that is how the number of bank accounts and all the subsidy was getting transferred to this. Farmer subsidy and gas subsidy and other things. So inclusivity, so financial inclusion, effective public service delivery. So DPI enabled direct benefit transfer. DP, that is the most important contribution. Resilience, supported global use of digital vaccination certificate during COVID-19. So digital vaccination certificate was introduced during that time, which carried a photograph of the Prime Minister of this country. Now it has been withdrawn now, I think. Yes. Empowers individuals, provides economic mobility and digital rights, ensuring control over money and data. So it empowers individuals. Why? You can carry money now. It's a cashless economy. You don't have to carry cash now. Through digital payments, now everything is possible. You click a photograph and immediately the payment is transferred. So India's digital public infrastructure, have a look at it. Beautifully depicted in this diagram. More than 5.7 lakh CSCs. What is CSCs? Yeah, service centers which are there in the mostly rural areas. They are being run by the entrepreneurs. So an entrepreneur will take a shop on rent, have a broadband connection, provide necessary services to the people for admission, for this application, for that application, for Aadhaar card, and so on. They are the common service centers. More than 116 crores mobile subscribers. So mobile subscribers is now to exceed 116 crores. What is the population of India? About 140 crores. So almost one mobile phone with average everyone. Why do we have 10 digits in our mobile numbers? So why we have 10 digits? Why not 6 digits? Why not 5 digits? Why not 4 digits? Different countries have got different digits. It's called National Numbering Plan. It is linked to the population. The population of this country is 140 crores. If everyone owns a mobile phones, you require 140 crores permutations. If you have 10 digits, how many permutations are there? Pardon? 10 to the power 10 permutations, which is 1000 crore. So even if everyone possesses one mobile phone, you have got 1000 crore permutations. So if everyone possesses 5 mobile phones, even then it will be 700 crores population. So you can continue with the 10-digit mobile number till 1000 crore mobile phones are there. After that you will require 11 digits. So this is the number of mobile phones. Volume of UPI transactions in financial year 24 till now is 13,116 crore. Value is 199 lakh crore UPI. Umang. Umang is 1984 e-service on Umang. Umang is an app. 139 crore Aadhaar cards generated. So almost you can see almost everyone has got an Aadhaar card because the child is also allowed to have an Aadhaar card. And DigiLocker, more than 29.6 crores DigiLockers. And optic fiber cable has been laid 6.8 lakh kilometer. Optic fiber has been laid in the towns as well as in the villages. So broadband highways, which was the one of the most important pillar. So this is BharatNet and others, they are doing it. So challenges to DPI implementation. Data privacy concerns are there. Frauds take place, cyber crimes take place. Limited internet literacy. People are still not very internet literate, isn't it? So literacy limited, especially in rural areas. Dependence on intermediaries. For example, CoWIN registration hurdles were there. Unclear governance and regulatory frameworks. So sometimes the regulatory framework is not very clear, not very transparent. So these are the challenges in DPI in digital India implementation. So globalizing DPI, that is, the DPI has traveled from India to another country through policy transfer. Citizen Charter traveled to India through policy transfer. From which country? UK. So policy transfer keep on taking place, technology transfer keep on taking place. So DPI is becoming globalized. One future alliance for capacity building in low income nations. Global DPI is a repository to share tools and resources. Expanding UPI to 20 countries by financial year 29. Collaborations under framework like the Digi framework. So the many collaborations are taking place in which India is playing an important part. So this is DPI is now being globalized. So the way forward, adopt a 3-pillared DPI approach informed by research. So 3 pillars. What are the 3 pillars? Technology design, governance features, market participation. Support open and reusable technology framework. So technology which is open, there is no nothing like in the case of COVID, the COVID vaccine, there was a problem, privacy concerns were there. So it should be open. Leverage AI for language localization and efficiency, artificial intelligence. Promote bilateral and multilateral engagement for DPI deployment. So the technology design is interoperable and unified, not uniform. These are some matter of detail. You can go through that. Minimal building blocks rather than full solution and so on. Similarly, government feature should be there, legal regulation, clear institutional mandates, shared contractual arrangements, obligation in code, and market participation. These are the three pillars of DPI approach. One, you have to keep in mind, guard against unfair practices, which are becoming order, because digital, whatever you may say, it has its own hazards. Though checks and balances are there, but it has got its own problems. So that was the end of the three governance issue. One was the minimum governance, minimum government, maximum governance. That is the role of civil servants, how it is changing over the years. You see, there was a time when civil servants, particularly the collector, in many parts of the country, he was called as collector. In some parts of the country, he was called as district magistrate. In some parts of the country, he was called deputy commissioner. Because the roles that they played, they differed from state to state. Every collector plays all roles. What are the roles? Revenue functions, that is as collector. Law and order as magistrate. Coordination as deputy commissioner. Developmental function, election function, returning officer is the protocol officer. So every state, the officer plays all roles, or he wears all caps. But the most prominent function that generally defines by how he is known. So Madhya Pradesh में इसको collector कहते हैं ज़्यादा. West Bengal and UP में he is called as district magistrate. Haryana, Punjab, he is called as deputy commissioner. So since they play all different, so and over the years, the regulatory function has become minimal. The developmental functions have become more, because citizen-centric administration. You have to carry out, you provide water, you have to provide electricity, you have to provide women's education, schools, health. So developmental functions are assuming more and more importance. So the role of civil servant is undergoing a change over the years. So earlier it used to be more law and order, but now it is, and collection of revenue. But now revenue collection is almost zero. Now the land revenue has been made almost zero. So developmental function is becoming the most important function. So we talked about today the role of civil servant, how it is undergoing a change, how we can achieve maximum governance through minimum government. The second, we talked about environmental governance. The third, we talked about the digital governance, the DPI. If there are any questions, you can ask me. There are many other aspects of governance we shall discuss in the times to come, but feel free to ask me any question. All these, whatever we have talked today, will be relevant to you in prelims also, in mains also, in interview also. So anything you want to ask me? All the best to you. Have a nice evening.